Hey, what's going on,
Hi.
guys? How y'all doing? So tonight, they would not let me do a Facebook Live. I don't know. It keeps telling me that I have internet connection problems or whatever the case is. So, what we're going to do is just have some discussion with you guys tonight. Through just video. I'm gonna post a video, and as y'all watch the video, I want you all to just give a comment, talking about what you think about what we were talking about tonight. So the next time when I am on Facebook Live, we can go ahead and answer whatever questions that you all have. So this is the moment that we take the time out to connect with our fans, our family on Facebook, because I don't believe in having Facebook family. You all are family or our Facebook friends. We are friends on Facebook, not my Facebook friends. So yeah, I just want to go ahead and get that clear and definitely out of the way because we value each and every last one of you. So, today, my message for today is subliminal messaging. What are things that may come to you as a subliminal message where you don't even realize that it is a subliminal message? So, Miss ID Originals, oh, your handwriting is so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So, I did this video about a month ago, and in the video, I talked about the street signs. Just driving along the road, and you see the street signs that are saying stop. You see a street sign that says U turn. You see one that says left lane only, right lane closed. And so I also internalized that. One day I was driving, and it just was kind of like this big epiphany that came to me. And I was just like, wow, okay. Because it said like right lane closed or something like that. And so I thought about, like, in your life, how many times have you closed the right lane in your life? Or how many times have you been told that the right lane is closed? And so even the same thing when it says left lane only, no U-turns. I went through a situation a couple years ago back with my dad, and when he was alive, is that we were trying to get his social security card, his ID, his birth certificate. And of course, when you're trying to get a social security card, they want you to send in your actual copy of your ID. But in order to get your ID, I needed his social security card. So we were kind of in this catch-22 situation, and I didn't know what to do. And that's when I came up with, okay, what happens in life when it tells you you can't make a U-turn? What do you do in those situations where you feel like life is saying, I can't make a U-turn? Now what do I do since there's no U-turn to be made? What happens when the left lane is the left lane is the only lane that's open and you need it to go right? What do you do? What happens when you're coming off of the road and it says, okay, you have to, the right lane is closed or left lane only, but then they don't give you the rest of the detour instructions on how to make the detour? Then what do you do with that? So that was my spill for tonight, is understanding your subliminal messaging that's coming to you in your life, whether if you think that is subliminal messaging or not. Did you have anything to say about that, Onyx?
Well, I have not a feeling, but I know that subliminal messaging comes in all forms. It can come on the internet. It can come on, in the music that you listen to. It can come in the books you read. It can come in the things that people tell you, or the way people are trying to convince you or persuade you to do something. So, like, small subliminal messaging, like if I were to act really nervous while saying this, you'd be like, "Is she okay?"
Just talk directly to them.
You'd be like, "Is she okay?" Or if I were to act like really sad, not really having any emotion in my voice, really, disconnected from the camera, not looking at it, just kind of, whatever. You'd be like, "Is she okay?" So small subliminal messages can make you feel a certain type of way, or think a certain type of thing, or do certain things. So subliminal messages can come in basically all forms whatsoever. So maybe not, it might not just be on the internet, because I know that some subliminal messages, not just on the internet, but some of them can be good. You can convince somebody to be happy by certain body language or by talking in a certain way, or convince somebody to like you more by talking in a certain way or doing small favors for them. Small little things to inch them along. And subliminal messaging might not just be on the internet or on the street, as many people assume. It's in our day-to-day lives, and most times it's not easy to detect, which is why people assume that it's always on the internet, which it isn't. It is, but it's not just there.
Okay, so can I ask you a question? So I know for me, I was saying that, subliminal messaging, as like I'm picking up the subliminal message, like it just hit me. Like I said the other day, it just hit me that it was like, oh wow, all these signs that we see as we're driving that tells us to stop, slow down, right lane open, left lane closed, or right lane closed, left lane open, things like that. What do you say? Is there anything in school, as you're in school, is there anything in school that you can say that you've seen as, maybe it's your everyday thing, you're in class, something that you see, something that maybe the teacher's telling you that she's supposed to tell you, it's the right thing she's supposed to tell you, the right way she's supposed to teach you, but you can take that later on in your life and it can be applied in a way that may not serve you?
Yeah. There's a lot of things that teachers or people in my school may say or that are presented to us, but I can't really pinpoint them exactly. I know one, for example, because you'll notice them on the spot. At least I'm able to. Certain things. I'm able to, like, that could have a huge double meaning behind it, right? Okay, here's two things. One is that our teachers always talk about Eleanor Roosevelt. Eleanor Roosevelt High School, it's the best school to go to, and then you feel somewhat depressed or you feel unsuccessful now that you didn't get into that one specific school. It trains you into having a standard for yourself that you never created. And let's see. And for the second one, we were discussing teen suicide. And my teacher, they were saying that any self-harm that doesn't result in a death is for attention. And I got incredibly angry. And I wrote a 5-page letter to my teacher explaining why that is completely incorrect. And it also, like, that, in a way, because she did this with all of the classes, right? And a good amount of my friends may suffer from certain types of depression or whatnot. And self-harm is, present, despite us being young, it's still present in our schools. And a lot of people don't do it for attention. I know research shows that most times, that in most cases, it's used as a stress reliever. And it's never, in most times it is never for attention. And when I went through that, that's the first thing people would pin on me, for attention. It was the very first thing, and then I felt like I'm not in the situation where I'm allowed to feel this way. I'm not in the situation where I'm allowed to feel upset. My life, I live in a good household. I eat every day. I don't have any types of, like, serious issues with school, so I'm not allowed to feel this way. Because this person did this, and it's okay. But when I do it, it's not. When this person does this, they get tons of support. When this person does, like, it's not what I'm thinking as it's happening, but later on I'm just like, wow, so that person did that, and they got a bunch of support, and here I am, and everybody's treating me like I'm some 5-year-old kid having a temper tantrum. Like, no, it doesn't work like that.
Wow. Y'all heard that? Woo! That was fire right there. I don't even know how to come after that. I need y'all to help me come after that. Did y'all hear that? But yeah, no, okay, so that's, the whole thing of having the expectation of what school that she should be expected to go to after new middle school, and say, okay, when you're expected, the best thing to do is to go to a particular, school. For her is Eleanor Roosevelt, which that doesn't mean that if she doesn't get into Eleanor Roosevelt, they just want to send her to the next common school that's there, but it does affect her emotionally, how she's going to perform for the rest of the year. If she feels like she's worth it, it affects your self-worth to a certain degree because of the expectation that's out there. So in turn, we had this slight little bit of debate, and mom is kind of harsh. I'm like, put on your boxing glove and let's go. Let's get in the ring. Let's fight. It don't even worry about all of that. I can be kind of hard. And she was like, Ma, you're just so hard. But the reason why, and it's not to say like the reason why I'm hard on her with that, but it's like in life, real life, as we adults, we know, right? In real life, the world don't care. The world don't care. I was just talking this about a client of mine today, and I was saying how when you are in business, I'm not the McDonald's who can, the manager's off work, so I have another manager coming in, and these workers are doing this, so I can get another set of workers to come in and trade spaces and places, and the work still gets done. Everything is dependent on me, regardless. So that type of pressure that comes on you, it bothers you. So the same thing even for her, just mentioning how that pressure on her, the expectation is just there. It's all just there. I'm trying not to say a lot, but I had a conversation today about the word, and so probably it's in my head subliminally, and I'm doing my best not to go all the way there with it. So bear with me a little bit, people. So yeah, Roxanne, if you're watching this evening, that's for you, girl. Thank you. We were talking about speaking earlier today with one of my clients, Roxanne Reed, who is a playwright. Awesome playwright. So yeah, we there I go again. Did you have anything to say? Look, this is crazy, y'all, because I'm really trying not to use that word. And normally I don't use it as often. That's another subliminal thing. It was directly in my face. Directly in my face. We talked about it. We talked about the and when people are speaking and being a professional speaker, being a motivational speaker, being a public speaker, all these things. Like, we talked about being a speaker today. And she said the one thing that I really appreciate when you do get on Facebook Live, Robin, and you're speaking, is that you are very conscious of what you're saying. And so even though we talked about a particular speaker that she's seen way back in the 80s, and they mentioned like every 3 words, it was so annoying to her that she got up and went to the bathroom, because she was like, I can't take it. If you say that one more time, I'm just going to scream. But see, what happened was that because we had that conversation in depth today, see what happened to me? I took it in, and even though I'm not trying to use it, I'm using it without even seeing that I'm using it. But because I'm learning to be very conscious about what I say, when I say, how I say things, I can turn this video around and do my best to not use the very same words that I've been trying not to use for this evening. The other thing is, she watched a video with me, a video that I did the other day. And I said, one time. Then after that, I kept on sucking my teeth. That also is another form of a filler. It's a filler. That's what we call it. It's a filler. So subliminally, it's kicked in another way for me today, where now that I'm on this video and I'm like, and I'm like, hold on. You're also acting out in a way that I didn't realize at first that I was conscious. I am working out of my subconscious, as I say. I'm trying to look for the right set of words to use. Let's see. I don't even know which words to use, but you all know exactly what I'm talking about. When you know that you are doing the very thing that you don't want to do, how do you recognize it and not do the very thing that you do not want to do? How do you recognize it and make sure that you do not do the very thing that you do not want to do? So our subliminal messaging, as that comes up in our life, I'm just going to try to rehook us back up here. Did you have any other comments about anything that I just said?
Not really. Not really.
So yeah, we are sitting here. I want to have this conversation with you all. Like I said, just checking in with our friends that are on Facebook and our family that are on Facebook. Checking in with y'all. So what we need you all to do as you're watching this video, put in a comment, put in a thought. Tell us give us a thumbs up. Let us know how we're doing our conversation for tonight. Let us know so we can continue with you guys. We really want to continue with you guys, even though I know this is a pre-recorded video. But it doesn't mean that when you're watching it, you still cannot comment on what you're hearing us talk about in the video.
Nope.
How was your day at school today?
We tested for 3 hours straight this morning.
How do you feel about that, testing?
I don't want to do it again. We did the MESA test, the Maryland... I'm not even going to try to figure out what it means. It's new. We did the MESA test. Today was a science test, and we had to test for about 3 hours, and I am just tired. The first time I was able to talk to any of my friends today was during 5th mod, the mod right before we leave out.
Oh.
Yeah. Because right after we had lunch, and then we had to go on with the gym and whatnot.
What are we writing about tonight?
I was just writing down song lyrics so it looked like I was busy.
You want to look like you're busy on me?
No.
That's not busy?
I don't mean it is busy. Helps me learning better.
Okay. You have very good penmanship.
Thank you.
Very good penmanship. One of the criterias that are being taken out of school, which is to
I wish they still had cursive.
To practice cursive.
I'm glad I was right in that bracket where cursive was just breaking off, but I was still able to get in on it before they just stopped it altogether.
Right. Cool. So yeah. So I guess, guys, that is going to be our spill on subliminal messaging. So definitely, I want you all to go ahead and take the time out and use, for me, it was taking the time out to use our street signs, especially for us adults, the ones who are driving. Take your street signs and see how they affect your life. Like, you don't even know that they affect your life. If you see the word stop 10 times a day, because you got to stop at a stop sign in neighborhoods, streets, especially you bus drivers, going through it all the time. How many times in a day are you told to stop without even knowing that you're really being told, to stop? Like, stop. No, it's the same thing as a baby. and they're told no, 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 that becomes so far embedded in their head that when they want to do something, it's no, 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 no. They go, I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't. First thing is about I can't. Even though down in their heart they really want to, as they grow up and they're a child, they really want to do something. They may try, they may attempt it, but there's that doubt in their head of I can't, because we as adults, we put it there. So it's the same thing, because it's been put there since we were a child. As we grow older and we start seeing other things in our life that tells us to stop. It tells us you can't. Do not enter. Wrong way. That's another one. Even though I understand, some of you may say, but Robin, those signs are supposed to be there. Like, they're supposed to be there to help, to help conduct traffic, because there's no traffic conductor there. So they put the signs up to conduct the traffic, to let people know whether you're going the right way, the wrong way, so that you won't drive off in a ditch or drive off the highway or whatever the case may be. Yes, that may be very true, but also as well, how else are these signs affecting you? When you understand how these things affect you in your everyday life, you will see them very differently. Very differently. We gotta know that. What you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, like, once something is like drilled into your head over and over again, something that could partake to school or work or something like that, eventually it branches itself. It's like a seed, and it starts in the ground soil is work. It's the soil is nourishing that seed, and eventually,
Talk to the audience.
And eventually the seed starts growing. And then it begins to grow branches. And those branches poke into other areas of your life. Such as family, friends, your social life, colleagues, just even self-care altogether, things you want to do with your life.
Now, I'm going to let y'all know this. And she probably didn't think of it. And I didn't think of it until she said it. Which, she was already going to say this no matter what was going on in our background. Now, you see in my background here, there's a painting of a tree. Right here on her wall, there's a painting of a tree that has branches. How is it that she gives an analogy of a seed, a tree being planted, and branches that stick into other areas of your life? I'm just saying. It's not a negative subconscious subliminal message that's there.
Yeah, because some seeds, they grow into areas that poke into other areas of your life, and they affect them positively.
But you just see how she's still talking about the branches? I don't know if she caught. Did you catch what I was just saying, though?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
About your painting on your wall.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's like mad deep. Like, I didn't catch it until as she started talking, and then from my peripheral vision or view, I looked and I'm like, ain't that something? She gave the analogy of the tree with a tree painted on her wall. Branches. There's very little bit of leaves that I done painted on the wall with that tree. It's really not even leaves. It's just like swooshes. Like, it's supposed to be really, what it's supposed to represent is leaves that are falling from the tree in the fall. That's what that represents over there, how I drew it. And it has, whatever, silver and gold metallic colors coming forward to kind of give us that sparkle color. But at the end of the day, like I said, pay attention to the subliminal messages that come your way. Things that are happening in your life. Whether if it's good or bad, positive or negative, however it is, pay very close attention to the things that are in your life that serve you and don't serve you, because the very same things that do not serve you, they serve you. I'm like so serious about that, guys. She's over here writing. She's really into her story or her songwriting. I love it. Did y'all enjoy her piano last night? She played the piano last night. A lot of good practice. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, the song that you just heard, the song that you did hear, I'm still working on it, so I might not be entirely fluid with it yet, but you know.
now how many times do you think you've heard that song? You play like, oh, I want to play this.
I don't know. I don't honestly know. I've heard, you know, that song for a long time now, but like I saw somebody playing it on the piano. I was like, that sounds really good on the piano. I'm gonna go do that. So yeah.
Now, when you first started, because you've heard it so many times, when you went to go play it, would you say it was relatively hard for you to pick the notes out? Or was it, after you kind of dibbled with it a little bit, was it kind of like you can hear it?
Well, I know for a fact, so there's this thing called the virtual piano, right? And I hooked the virtual piano up to my normal keyboard. But I don't like hook it up like with wires. No, I just transfer the notes over. So like the F might be a C major or something like that. So it's a lot easier to do it like that. So all of my notes that I write down are just like a collection of random letters, but it makes sense to me. And when I look it up on virtualpiano.com, 90% of the time, the notes aren't quite there yet. So sometimes I have to stop, like, wait, that note is supposed to be lower or higher, it's supposed to be this or that. And then I have to manipulate it a certain type of way. And then it might sound correct, but this could be changed. Or I could add in these 3 notes to make it into a chord, and then it'd be much better. So that takes me about, it takes me about a week or so of playing it every day to notice all those small things. But I've known this one song called Faded, my first song on the piano. I've known that song for a year, and I'm still just adding little things that I think could be changed, or I think should be changed to fit, to be more like the original. Yeah.
Okay. So, the point is with that, is that she's listened to this for a very long time. She saw someone playing it, and it inspired her. It not just inspired her, it transformed her into actually doing the steps, taking action to actually go and do it herself. Not try, because I don't believe in try. Try is an excuse for the reason why you did not do something. Okay? We can attempt, and we can do our best. We can always do something, if it ever doesn't come out the way we plan for it to come out. But at least we've attempted at it. We've done it. So with the whole thing behind this is understanding that she listened to a particular song for a while. She's seen it played herself by another student or maybe a teacher in school. She comes home. She does her best to duplicate the same thing according to virtual piano rules of what they, or their technique of what they have on how to play this song according to virtual piano. She plays it on her keyboard, finds out that she needs to add or take away or adjust her keys according to what she hears. And she said it took her about a week to hear it.
To get get the major parts of it that are wrong. It takes me about a week or so.
Takes her about a week. So, of course.
Of playing it every morning and every night.
So, her subconscious, that's being fed the information over and over and over and over and over and over again repeatedly, is having an effect on her where she's like, hold on. When I do this in real life, this is how it sounds. But this is what I remember it sounding like. So I have to readjust in real life so it can match up to what's going on in my conscious or subconscious mind. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah. Look, y'all. Because this is a pre-recorded video, we're going to go ahead and check out. But definitely leave your comments. We need you all. If that, leave your comments. You want to close it out.
Yep, leave your comments. Leave any suggestions, things that you might want us to talk about. Because I know some days we can't. Well, we can't. Well, I'm not going to say we can't. But it's hard for us to think of an idea. And sometimes we need you to give us a little bit of a helping hand. So if you could do that, that'd be great. We really appreciate your support for our channel. We know that it's somewhat late, and we're very lucky to have you guys here. So
We're so happy and so grateful.
yeah, thanks for watching.
All right. Peace, God. Get your bag of popcorn. All right.